Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and for the final time this season, it is our pleasure to bring to you the Disruptive Labs GTE Championship hosted by the GSRC. Tonight we're at the home of endurance racing, Circuit de la Sarve, more commonly known as Le Mans. It is a circuit that tests man and machine to the extent of their abilities, and I expect nothing less from this 90-minute endurance race tonight. The cars are already starting to form up on their parade lap, so we'll get down to them pretty soon. But first, let's have a quick look at the standings so we can see what there is to play for tonight. These are the current standings. A massive congratulations to Stephen Bull. He has already taken out the championship with a 110-point lead. There is no overcoming that tonight. No matter what happens, Stephen Bull will be your champion. However, there is still plenty to play for. I would say that second and third are up for grabs. It's going to take bigger results, big swings, but there is possible change there. Paul Wood could sneak himself up to the podium with a really strong result, and behind them it is very tight. So any of those positions in the top 10 are up for grabs if someone can put in a stellar performance around this stellar circuit. And we've got a stellar lineup in the box for you tonight, because in addition to myself, we've got Joe back on the pots and pans, and we've got Travis, who is doing dual duties as RC, but will also be joining us in the booth. So we've got an extra voice to keep you company for the 90 minutes tonight.
Yeah,
good evening, Liam and Joe.
Both in. Yeah. We got a bit of background info there with Trav coming in. He's doing RC, so he's double dipping, helping out the boys, and he'll have some expert opinion as the race rolls on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry for cutting you off there, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I was hoping I would race tonight, to be honest, but unfortunately, work doesn't always align with that. So here we are. I'm excited to watch the boys go around for 90 minutes.
Yeah, it should be splendid. And as you can see, we've got a bit of a mix-up already in the grid. Stephen Bull and Aidan Lufwait leading them away, and it's actually Lufwait who took pole position by a staggering 1.1 seconds over Stephen Bull. So game on for the win tonight. On the second row, we've got Haycock and Adams. Then it's Smitke and Grosh on the third, Wood and Lavis on the fourth, with Golan and Michael at the back of the top 10. In 11th place, we have Bradbury with Akers alongside him. Then in 13th and 14th, Osmora and Franklin, with Pedersen and Heaney behind them. The 9th row is Gander and Sharp, and behind them are Hansen and Badash. Then we have Harrison 21st and Azzopardi in 22nd, Snadden in 23rd, Normanson in 24th, and at the rear of the grid we have Friend and Marsh. However, I'm not sure that Marsh has taken the grid. I think Friend is the... Oh, so 3 drivers are taking a pit start. Franklin, Pedersen, and Marsh are all registering as in the pit lane on my screen. So Cooper Friend will be the last person at the rear of the pack in 22nd place. And of course, some of those in pit lane will be due to the fact that they have not started 2 races previously this season. So they've been asked to start from the rear of the grid to lessen the probability they interfere with the title fight. And the safety car has pulled away, and immediately Aidan Lufwait has put pedal to the metal and got us up to racing speeds. So as we watch, this is Leo Haycock pressuring Stephen Bull for second in the background there. Lufwait's got a really good jump already, over half a second clear, so he's free from pressure from behind. There's an ambitious move from Haycock, trying to get ahead, does so. Really great move. That is him up second, Stephen Bull in third.
Oh, incident with 316 off the get-go there.
Yeah, not surprised. The opening corners of this racetrack do invite a speculative maneuver or two. However, the more considerate among you will recognise that this is a 90-minute race, and races can only be lost in the first minute. They cannot be won.
Oh no, he just
losing it under brakes and ploughing into the wall. Looks like it's all by himself and didn't affect any other cars, which is good to see.
I've noticed that before with that Porsche, that sometimes when it's real cold, that rear left just wants to swing.
Yeah, I think it's very, I think it's quite sensitive to if you've got even just a little bit of steering lock on when you start to brake. I just do not think it likes that combination, particularly if you haven't balanced the way out yet, because at that point he would still had the right rear quite unloaded. He's going around the left-hand corner. So I'm not sure like that. There's somebody else off in the
Oh,
background.
bit of smoke in the back, yeah.
I think that's Gander. Heaney. Let's have a look what's happened to Heaney.
Oh, what happened in the back?
That left rear again. Oh, and Curtin Amundsen followed him in there as well. Just too deep on cold tyres, I think, by the look.
Stand by.
Oh, there's another car flying off. That's Haycock. Haycock, who made that brilliant maneuver earlier on in the lap, has thrown it off at the end of the straight.
Car 91 was the same. He locked the rear going into that hairpin.
Yeah, so many rears locking. So let's have a look what's happened here with Snedden.
No, I think he might have got a bit of a touch up. Go back.
So he pulls back over onto the racing line just before the braking zone, I believe, and then hits the brakes, and the car behind, I think, just hasn't reacted to that quickly enough and has plowed into the back of him. That's quite unfortunate for both of those drivers, really. I think both were claiming that they didn't do too much wrong in that one. And we see Stephen Bull here. He's about 0.6 of a second, maybe 0.7 behind Leufway. He's actually got Jeff Adams close for company, and Paul Wood behind him. He's up 3 spots, one of our bigger movers in the top 10, although the biggest mover overall is Cooper Friend and Johnny Bash. They're both up 10 spots. I was saying, now that's Cooper Friend off the track, and that is quickest case of commentator's curse that I have ever seen. And thankfully both those cars can't see any damage from the camera angle we're seeing, and they're both going to be able to rejoin, and there's plenty of time to try and make up for that, but they have lost a good chunk in that collision, so that's a little bit too late.
He's where H is going on. No, he's off there. Here we go.
I think he got helped off.
Oh, that looks like maybe John Akers helping the other car off. So he's come out, he's gone for the move, got it wrong on the brakes, which we've seen multiple times already. This time the front's locking rather than the rears. And just Cooper Friend, just the unfortunate bystander in this one, in that one, not much he could do. On screen now, the battle in the second half of the top 10. So this is the battle from 4th down to 7th. And if we cut to the battle for the lead, because Aidan Leufway has lost the lead to Stephen Bull. There he is, scorching around the outside. Got the move done on the start-finish straight by the looks of it. Must have got a better run through that chicane at the end of the lap. And Leufway, for the first time, he finds himself out of the lead and having to deal with the dirty air of the car in front rather than having a nice, clean, smooth air for him to drive into. Look at Stephen Bull just utterly trying to drive away. He's really nailed the first sector. Big test of Leufway's character coming up to see how he responds to this. Not that he could do much responding here, because we are about to go down what is effectively the longest straight with a couple of breaks. That is
he's pulling a bit.
Sorry, you said he's pulling a bit?
Yeah, he's in that drive. He's going down to 0.4, closing in now.
I thought you meant he was left or right hand down for a second. I was like, don't tell me he's got damage, surely not.
That's one concern I have with those contact before is these cars like to meet Bull sometimes pretty easily.
They certainly do. That is something that we have seen, and I did see a couple of meatballs in the pack earlier on in the race. And by earlier on, I mean lap 1. That's all. That's the only bit of earlier on we've got so far. Here we're watching Benash, but the crucial thing to watch is behind them, Bradbury and Lavis going side by side as they approach the left-hand chicane, which means that Bradbury will have the upper hand. But if Lavis could hold on around the outside, no, he's already pulled ahead, has Bradbury, and Lavis wisely gets on the brakes a little bit early, make sure he doesn't plow into the back of him.
Notice Johnny Banach, he's up 12 positions from where he started in 20th. Obviously, I don't think he's done a round or 2 rounds this season, so he would have had to start from the back according to the rules. So he's done a storming job so far to get up into 8th position in, effectively a lap and a half. 6 minutes it's taken him to jump half the field. So yeah, great drive so far in that Minnesota Black Ford.
Yeah, absolutely. He actually was messaging me throughout the qualifying saying, "I haven't qualified. Can I start from the back?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I think actually it was a better choice rather than doing a qualifying lap and starting from the pits.
John Harris has had an incident. Is he done? Locked rears. Oh, off track into the gravel. Locked the front, and oh, he's not the only one to do it either. That's Ben Pedersen, I believe.
Just goes to show you how tricky the braking is in these cars. Everyone's wanting to push the braking zones, and the amount of times we've seen exactly that. Just the minute they hit the brakes, the rear wheels just locking and sending the cars into a tailspin is really interesting. I do wonder if if there's a set that a bunch of the drivers are using that is common to them that just has the rear bias set really far back, and in his opening exchanges, it's just causing them to struggle a little bit. It's unusual to see Ben Pedersen making a mistake like that.
Oh, there's Brandon. I was going to say, I completely forgot these cars don't have ABS. I was trying to figure out why everyone's sliding.
No, they do not, and that is not a traditional way a car is meant to go forward. That car is definitely entering its crab era.
Oh.
They do say that everything keeps evolving into crabs, so I think that is the motor vehicle evolving into a crab for Brandon Grosh just there.
Great way to catch crabs like that.
No, you do. I don't want to catch crabs ever. That's never a pleasant experience.
Oh, round 10 humour. Gotta love it.
So as we cut to a shot of Smitke in his yellow Chevrolet, chasing the BMW of Wood, almost called it a Ford. That would have been a disgusting insult. It is in fact a BMW. These two becoming detached from the battle for the podium positions. They're already 4.5 seconds back and just not able to lap at the pace of those ahead. So they're 3 minute 52 on the previous lap. The top three, or basically a 3 minute 49 or a 3 minute 48 for Bull, who are putting in an absolutely stellar second lap. So that front three already starting to solidify in these early stages. And then behind Paul Wood, there really are no big gaps through the field until you get to Russell Gander, who's 4.8 seconds. So everyone down to 13th is in the battle for pretty lofty top 10 positions. As you see, Golan the next to have a mistake. And I tell you what, if you can keep it clean around here tonight, you're going to get a good finish.
So what's happened there? Obviously, we've got trimmed out wings and stuff for a track like here. And that's just caught Rodney out going into the Porsche S's in a Porsche. Clearly, and yeah, that was a little bit awkward there for him. The lead's heating up, so Leithwaite's all over the back of him at the moment. Just, yeah, you'd be probably preferential to be where Aiden is on a track like here. You can save a bit of fuel. So, I mean, we're an hour and a half in. I'm not sure what the fuel burn. I'd imagine fuel burn's going to be pretty high here. So, I would guess Trav would have more insight. But 2 pit stops, Trav?
It's 1 CPS if you want to stretch it, because I gave all the cars 100% fuel. This is the only week, I think, this season where there hasn't been a limit on fuel. So a lot of drivers, well, not a lot, but some drivers will be able just to do 1 pit stop if they, you know, they turn down those fuel maps and they, you know, try and fuel save a little bit. They definitely could have 1, but I feel like most of them will be going for that second pit stop, absolutely, and trying to keep or build a lead, I should be saying, and build a gap between other cars.
I think we need to cut to whatever just happened to Adam Lavis, because he lost a bunch of time and a bunch of positions, so I think he may have come unstuck somewhere around this lap.
Mav has gone off track. Oh, he's all on his own too.
Oh, poor thing. Yep.
Tricky braking zone now.
Tricky. Yep.
It's so hard because you're coming off that kink. You often haven't had time to really settle the car down before you need to get hard on the brakes. So there's a real risk reward there as to whether you come off the accelerator, let the car roll through that corner, then get on the brakes, give yourself a bit more time, make it all a bit smoother, or whether you really attack that corner. And yeah, very hard to get that equation right. And he is not the only one that has gone off there tonight, and he will not be the last person to make a mistake through that complex. And I think the beauty of this track, yes, it's a long track, but you have this sector here through the Porsche curves, where it's so technical. You can gain a lot of times, and you can break the car behind you through this sector alone if you are seriously quick. And then you got the Mulsanne straight, which rewards someone that can keep up through the curves, rewards you if you can keep within a distance to give yourself the toe, and you will just gain a bunch of that time back down the Mulsanne straight. So that is the pull and push of this track, the yo-yoing that you can get, and it's just a brilliant characteristic of it that makes for some really interesting racing, particularly in endurance racing, with this stress that it puts on the engines and the drivers apparently.
This is that moment where I'm very happy that I gave them 2 fast repairs just to try to encourage staying on the track and finish the race out. But yeah, man, there's been a lot of big hits tonight.
I tell you what, Haycock.
So no, there was Glenn Pedersen, that one. So I actually have a friend called Glenn Pedersen, Ben Pedersen. I know Ben. Ben's a class operator, and he does really, really good, as all the club viewers and members know, in the Porsche Cup car. Now, this GTE is so vastly different.
Yeah.
I think that the nuances between the cars, he's probably thought, it's a Porsche, I'll get in, the car will be similar, and they're just not. This Porsche, I love it. It's one of my favourite Porsches of all. It sounds absolutely incredible. We'll give you an idea of the sound of it if you're not aware. The onboard sound of this car, it's just absolutely magic. Yeah, listen to that. Well done, iRacing. Yes, but it's such a vastly different car to the Cup car. It feels a lot heavier and better brakes than the Cup car, I think, like doing them back to back. The RSR, it's a fun car to drive, but when it goes wrong, it's like any other Porsche, right? Rear engines, you get it wrong in a big way, but they are a lot of fun when you do get it right. I
100% agree with that. I have the same experience with the 4GT in the new season. Last season they were, pre-update they were just slow and definitely not in pace. But it's so exciting to have a car like that, and have like the Corvette GTE as well, sort of get a bit of a bump in BOP. And I think this season as well, it's not so much of a Porsche fest like previous. I found the officials in the previous update, it was basically just a Porsche haven, where now, looking at the grid, you've got Corvettes, you've got the BMWs, you've got the Ferraris out there. Like, I think it's really cool to see all the GTEs there.
One of the guys who's showing how good the Ford is Johnny Bannett. He's up 14 spots, people.
Yeah, and his pace is fantastic. A 50.1 on the last lap. For reference, that is faster than Adams in 3rd place. He is the 3rd fastest man on this track. And another person with excellent pace is Liam Haycock. We saw him going for that move in 2nd place early on. We then saw him making the mistake. But he's doing everything he can to claim those positions back, because at the moment he is running in the 3-minute 50s and, basically 4th fastest behind Johnny Bash. So Spall and Lufway, they're in a league of their own. They're in the 349s. After them, there's actually Banash and Haycock that are the 2 fastest guys out of everybody else.
And he's also in a Ford as well.
We do like to see Fords going well, particularly around Le Mans. Iconic combination. And this is Banash hoping to turn 6th into 5th as he stares at the bumper of Matt Smitke. He'll be a little bit sick of going backwards at this point. But what we do not know, and something you alluded to earlier, Paul Ward's been it's gone off at the final corner.
I didn't see any tyre smoke. Did he lock anything?
Let's wait and have a look at the you can see he'd run a little bit far, and he'd run a little bit deep through the first chicane on the exit, compromised his entry into the 2nd chicane, realised he had to get on the brakes a little bit harder, reduce the speed a little bit more than he had previously, wasn't able to do that, locks the brakes. So watch here, goes out probably a little bit wider than he wanted to ideally,
I reckon when he's put his foot on the brake and turned for the second left in the chicane sequence there, it's just pinch the inside front and just run straight. Only by a couple of feet, but you're that committed there, and the corner's actually a lot sharper than it appears. Like when you actually get in there, you've got to rest the speed out of the car and really jink it to the left to get the run onto the front straight, if you call it that. That's about 15 feet long compared to everything else at this place, but you've really got to pinch the speed out of the car. It's probably the slowest part of the track, to be honest. That second left-hander on coming to the start-finish line, and unfortunately Paul's just got it wrong there. He's just got in a little bit deep, pinched the front, and that's a sequence of unfortunate.
I'm surprised as well that you have an onboard of the BMW when it's downshifting and you hear all the backfiring of the turbos.
BMW, so in it. Oh, and he's going to give it. Have a listen to this one.
That might be even better than your Porsche.
I think so. No, it's just so they sound quite muted, like compared to a lot of the other cars. And I don't know. It's just the way I perceive it. It seems like a lot of them sound that way. Like the GT4 BMW, I won't drive it because of that. Like like the speed that it carries on track versus what it actually sounds like doesn't compute in my brain. It doesn't sound fast. Probably why I enjoyed the Mustang and the Aston Martin. Being V8s and rowdy and whatnot, they sound comparative to the speed that they do, whereas the BMW always got that bit of a muted sound, and I can't quite get my rhythm with the car, I guess, because of it.
Are you more of a screamer?
Oh, absolutely.
Just while you're talking, can we cut to Johnny Benash and just watch this battle from this camera angle, but just a couple of cars ahead, just to make sure we keep all four of them, because there could be a positional change for any one of these four positions with how tightly packed they are. So I just want to make sure that doesn't sneak off camera whilst we're talking. We do love a screaming vehicle, don't we?
Oh, hang on.
The soundtrack of the...
I'd go live too, by the way. Sorry, Pavin.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty good. Yeah. Such a shame this year we missed out on the soundtrack of the Minardi show car at Melbourne, because it had broken down, because it popped its clogs at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival the week before, according to my inside sources.
The BMW power, aren't they? The Minardis that you weren't they?
Oh, my knowledge is not that good. Can neither confirm nor deny. Sure wasn't a Cosworth?
Anyway, I'll find out.
Yeah, you do some research while me and Travis hold down the fort as we watch Smitke, Wood, and Michael do battle Benash. Doing a really good job, looking like he's got the pace to break away. There he is. He just came into your camera shot and quickly fled the scene. He's got tremendous pace, and he's just holding that pace pretty well as well. Although that last lap was a little bit slow, but I think he made an overtake that lap, which would be why. Jeff Adams' pace is recovering a little bit, 51.2 on the last lap. So he's having a pretty lonely race in third. And just over the last couple of laps, Stephen Bull has somewhat broken the resistance of Aidan Lufway and got himself out of the tow, which could be crucial, because it just means Lufway's not going to be getting all of the benefit of the fuel saving he's able to do sitting right behind Stephen Bull down, in particular the Mulsanne straight. So that could be crucial for the story of this race. Of course, we don't know the fuel mappings that everybody is on, so there is plenty of time for strategy to throw a wrench or two in the works and make or break some of these drivers' races.
100%, and especially starting, I reckon that's why a few drivers were caught off guard at the start of the race, because their cars, they probably never experienced that car 100% full of fuel. I think they hold like 90 or 100 litres or something, something kind of high. So I feel like the weight and no ABS was definitely something that caught people off guard.
That's certainly much more than the 35 litres my Suzuki Swift holds.
Yeah.
That's still going to cost you $100 to fill it up.
Or the 16 litres for my R6.
Just gets you down to the end of the road. You have to turn around and go back to the fuel station.
Yeah. Especially at 18,000 RPM.
Yeah, thankfully the fuel in iRacing is completely free, so we can afford to keep all these cars fueled to the end of the race.
They go sharp.
Don't need to invade any Middle Eastern countries to go find more oil. Thankfully.
Oh, there might be an overtake here. 571 on the outside. 98 on the inside.
Yeah, 98 being Paul Wood, 571 being the vehicle of Matt Smitke. Matt Smitke is in the yellow Chevrolet, Paul Wood in the Beamer. We've watched these guys before do battle. We're going to watch them again as they come through this tricky section. Oh, that behind them was Nathan Michael trying to get involved in the battle, but I dare say his heart might have been in his mouth a little bit when he really realised what was happening there. But no harm, no foul.
Minardi, F1 has a 72-degree Cosworth V10. God's engine.
Oh, no.
God, look, I'm gonna digress a little bit here, whether people want to hear it or not. But for God's sake, F1, get your stuff together, will you, please? Nobody wants to watch Electrolux vacuum cleaners buzzing around the track and sucking the dirt up like they. Call me old school, call me whatever, a dinosaur, but I think that the current state of F1 is completely rubbish. It's not enjoyable to watch. It's just...
Oh, big crash. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no.
No?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Oh, this is danger. Let's have a look what's happening here. No, I welcome back to that. I just want to see what's happening here between Harris and Friend, because we've seen, I assume it's pronounced Friend. Apologies if it's not. Please just DM me and let me know if it's not, if it's Friend or something like that. Apologies.
Right.
However, he's already been involved in one incident that wasn't his fault. He's got Jonathan Harris very, very close behind him. So hopefully this stays clean, but I was worried by how close he was following through the curves at one point.
You done messed up for Riende.
You can just see how he's offsetting his line a little bit there. There was a really great visual representation of what you can do when you are the car behind, just to try and give yourself a slightly different run for the corner, maybe get a little bit of a better exit. You just saw at every point in the corner, he seemed to be half a car off the line that the car ahead was taking. Just to give himself opportunities to try and get alongside, make an overtake, do something exactly like this, get himself alongside Friend as they come through the long right-hander before they lead on to the Mulsanne, and he gets the move done. However, do you want to be ahead just here as you're about to go on to a straight longer than some countries?
Certainly longer than Tasmania.
Oh, there's the weaving, trying to break the toe. There it is. Got to be careful. Can't do too much of that, otherwise RC will take it to control. It might even be going free wide here as Rodney Gollin looks to get himself involved.
Come on, people. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a bit of damage there for John.
I'm also wondering, you know how we saw him quite easily keep up through the curves, and now he's struggling on the straight? Do wonder if he's carrying a little bit more downforce.
Yeah, he sort of got swallowed up by Friend and Gollin there, but maybe this is why he was weaving, trying to break the toe. But yeah, that was a bit. Yeah, don't know. You certainly shouldn't be having contact in a straight line.
Was there contact?
Oh yeah, there was. I'll go back and one. With Friend. Oh, there, right there.
Yeah, right there. Yep.
Yeah, not ideal that. Not ideal that. Thankfully, he seemed to be the one disadvantaged from that. So, I think the cars ended up in the correct order from that.
Oh, Liam Haycock, what have you done, lad? What have you done? Got championship points to worry about. Oh, he's gone in hot, pinched the rears.
Oh, no.
Seesawed back the other way. Hasn't actually cost him a position. Very, very lucky.
Cost him a bunch of time though, and he's already cost himself a bunch of time with that mistake earlier. And he's got bucket loads of pace. He's got so much pace, but if he wants to get the result that pace deserves, got to keep it clean from here on out. Put in an hour-long shift of clean laps, and if he does that, I don't doubt that he'll be able to claw himself into the top 5. But it is make or break time for Haycock now if he wants to get to the pointy end of this race. Just out the front, Luthwaite did stabilize the bleeding, so that gap has stabilized at about 1.5 seconds. You can see it on your screen now.
Mate, Ben Pedersen has had another incident with a Porsche. I think he might have had enough.
Time to go hit the golf course.
Yeah. bring out the golf buggy. So at the moment, just looking at the numbers, so Liam Haycock has got 45 points over Paul Wood in third at the moment. He's got 36 is Brandon Grosh up the road, and Brandon Grosh isn't here tonight, I don't think.
Yes, he is. He's down in 23rd place.
Oh, 23rd. Oh, well, he will. Yes, he is. Here he is. What happened to him early on? He must have been caught up in something, but so long as he grabs a few points, if I have a look at my list over here for Brandon. Yeah, so Brandon's got a round with 34 points in the bag. Oh, another one with 6 points. So basically, if he gets more than 6 points tonight, he should have enough over Liam to keep second in the championship. But Liam's got to be careful. So he's 45 ahead of Paul Wood at the moment, and he's only got a 25-point round that he can drop if he drops anywhere around that mark. So he's going to need a fairly clean race tonight, and he's got to bank some points. So he's got to stay within probably 7 or 8 positions of Paul Wood to keep third in the championship in his pocket, or else, yeah, Woodsy could probably damn near nab third in the championship. He has a good run. He's currently sitting in 5th is Paul Wood, and Liam's in 8th. So Liam probably just needs to consolidate to lock in that fifth position.
Yeah, good call out. Definitely something we'll want to track over the remainder of this race as we approach the 1/3 mark, 30 minutes in to this 90-minute race. And here goes Harris, Golan and Friend for round 2.
You can almost smell the danger from here. These guys have been hard at it now for about 3 laps, so it's great. It gives us something to watch, and yeah, hopefully these guys can keep it clean and give us something to watch while the next hour counts down.
I reckon Rodney Golan is just going to sit there and just wait. I think his whole game is to wait.
Yeah, particularly if he doesn't think he's got the pace on these two. You just sit behind them, save a bit of fuel, and wait for the fireworks, because the fireworks are likely to be coming.
Oh.
Might be able to do a Hamilton Silverstone type maneuver.
So Terry Marsh has had an incident. Done.
Yeah. Yep.
Tell you what, that was a robust cone he hit.
And then he just went good night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can understand that.
Crack a beer, Terry.
Yeah, crack a beer. Get onto the YouTube comments. Come watch us. Come listen to us talk. Watch the end of the race. Go off, have a fun off season, and then come back and raring to go for next season. And if you have not seen it, we have made the announcement of what we will be running in our next season. That is available, and I believe it was last night's broadcast. There is a link to the exact point in the GSRC Discord channels. If you go into the season announcements channel in the season information, there is a link to the announcement of next season's series, and that will be kicking off on April the 13th. So a 2-week break.
Cracker of a season.
Yeah, it should be, but how good can it be if I'm not commentating? You know, puts a cap on it.
I'm not sure. I think you can make something up for us.
Oh, Gollan just stepped out. I think that might have caught Cooper Jonathan by surprise. I think he was just about. Oh, friend run very, very deep. Made a mistake, Cooper.
Oh, that's no.
Oh.
Yeah, saw that one coming. Harrison effectively wipes himself out. I'm not quite sure the physics on how that worked, but he made a mistake, and thankfully he's the one who's round up punting the wrong way, and that has taken him out of this battle. Just got it wrong into the second chicane. Oh, Nigger's friend. Don't know if there was a touch. I think that was just him losing it under brakes. It was not clear out. Does not clear out Gollan, thankfully, and he's going to rejoin just ahead of Harris, so they can resume their battle. And Gollan, you said he was going to keep a watching brief, and he's just watched both of his challengers yeet themselves off the circuit.
You were saying Gollan was going to be patient, and yeah, just done on his own as the transition from throttle to brake, and he got the wriggle up, and there you go.
And you can see it again there. You saw how he went quite wide, and he was trying to pitch the car to go back to the outside to take the racing line. And what he's done is he's put the brakes on with more steering locking than normal because he's opened that radius of the corner. So watch this. He goes out really wide. Oh no, he's lost the rears. He's lost the rears in the corner before, by the looks of it.
He's done a good job at holding his brakes too, not rolling back right onto the racing line.
We do like to see that. We do like to see that.
I'm kind of curious as to what really happened to Harris. Did he just lose it, hit the curb, and then he was a passenger?
So I will go back to that one. Where are we? Find it. So Jonathan Harris. Here we go.
While you do that, just going to call out. That was a great livery.
So if you look at watch Friend here, so Friend actually made a mistake in the corner prior. So I don't want to do a manual rewind because it always looks bad on broadcast, but I'm going to.
Looks like Harris realizes that Friend is making a mistake and tries to offset himself, and just picks up more than he can chew.
So
I think
if you look here, so Friend goes deep. Right, he blows his corner. See, so he's pincer here, he's deep, he's across, and I think he's propped up there, and he's been watching Friend make his mistake, and he's not been looking at his own brake markers, and he's just gotten out of sequence for that second part, which is, and of course put him over, and then he's, once he's over the edge of the track, he's in a passenger.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like the second he hit those curves, it was just hold on for the ride. He's up to fourth. Car 037's up to fourth.
Kept it clean.
And 4 seconds behind Jeff Adams. And he's a second a lap faster, so he's got plenty of time. We've still got another 55 minutes of racing to go, plus the end of that, whatever that particular lap may be. And he's going to get on to Jeff. Is he going to go from 20th to the podium? This is absolutely possible. I don't think I've seen him put a foot wrong all night so far.
Yeah, he's driven. Go ahead.
No, you.
Because he's driven absolutely stupendously. Called out earlier that he was the third fastest guy on the track. He has maintained that, and he has actually upped his pace. So he's now running in the 3-minute 49s. And he's done that while staying clean, and that is a recipe to get yourself a podium regardless of where you start.
Oh, Jolan Hansen, big one.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. How can we cut, once we finish watching this, to the battle for the lead? Because Ada Lufway has closed up to within half second of Stephen Ball.
That's actually exactly what I was going to say. I was looking at that telemetry on top. He was 0.1 seconds behind him in one corner there.
So here we are now at live pictures. Lufway's got a yellow flag next to his name, which I believe he means he's got to slow down, right?
Well, there's 3 cars there with meatballs. Did something just happen?
Including Friend and Harris, who we knew were very close to each other on the circuit.
Yeah, he's back to 2 seconds back, so I think he might have had a cut track. Let's see if I can find. I can't see anything on my list. From Aiden, so yeah, not sure what's happened there with Aiden. But Steve's just gone and put 2 seconds back on him.
Maybe they're just fans of that famous song, Meatballin'. Meatballin'. As we watch Jeff Adams in third place, but how long is he going to be there? So this has been one of the stories of the race. Johnny Benash making his way through the field, now 4 seconds behind Adams and running about 8/10 a lap faster than him. So at that pace, he would catch him within 5 laps. And bearing in mind, after 3.5 to 4 laps, he would be getting the slipstream, which would help him suck up to the back of Jeff Adams even quicker. I don't know if Adams is along for this podium unless Benash makes a rare mistake, or Adams has got something left in the tank, figuratively or literally. Could mean he has more pace in his pocket, or he's could be running a more lean fuel map, which would pay him dividends later on in the race. We do not know what strategies all these cars are running. However, I can tell you that Adam Lavis is almost certainly running a conservative strategy, because he always does. He always seems to be one of the last to pit. So do not be surprised if you see Adam Lavis making some positions later in this one based on pit strategy. I think you get every so often you get those drivers, you know, they say if you just do what Max Verstappen does in the wet, you're probably going all right. If you just do what Marc Marquez does in the wet in MotoGP, you're probably all right. I think if you just follow Lavis for strategy in the GSRC, you're probably making a decent call. Yeah.
And I would like us to look at, there's been a incident on the end of lap 9 involving car 74 and 008. I would love to get one of your opinions on it, because I'm struggling with it at the moment.
Who 74 and Harris? End of lap. On here?
We'll say, Hanson, it's a pleasure to have you watching along with us. Hopefully we show you a good time. Oh, it's going to be an unsafe rejoin, isn't it? Yep.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
That's where the meatballs come in.
Yeah.
Oh, you
That
want
is
my
where the
opinion on
meatballs
that?
That's a spicy meatball. As we, so yes, Hanson, really good to have you with us, and you've got 2 weeks to up your skill level ready for next season. And we encourage people of all skills to get involved in the racing. That is how you're going to get better. You're going to get better with experience. So please do keep coming in. Come back next season. Get stuck in. Get involved, and you'll find plenty of drivers that you can learn from in the races.
Oh. That I mean. My opinion in RC, if you want it, I would suggest unsafe rejoin, because you can see that there's cars on track and the natural racing line is probably over that curb. And there was probably not much to gain by coming on that quick. Like, don't take that as trying to sway, but that would be the way that I would read it, just as an unsafe rejoin.
Yeah, fair enough, absolutely.
Yeah, certainly not one that you look at it and in a like he wasn't trying to cause
it wasn't egregious
or anything like that. It was just clumsy, just a clumsy,
it wasn't egregious.
Rejoin. Yeah, it wasn't egregious. That's what we were looking for. Yeah, it wasn't egregious, just clumsy.
It's like. Yeah, it's not like some you watch and you can see that they just utterly prioritise their own pace, and they've very deliberately not cared. You can see he's trying to fight to keep it on the racetrack. He's got off the racetrack and he hasn't sort of had the presence of mind to adjust and keep it there. Probably just, you know, that instinct is to keep it on the racetrack. He wasn't that far off it, so you can completely understand his behaviour. It's just really unfortunate for Friend that multiple times he's been the unfortunate participant in a crash that wasn't his fault. So hopefully this isn't too far out of his pit window. He's able to make a relatively scheduled pit stop, get the car repaired, and get back to racing and have a clean race until the end of the thing. Yes. Yeah, but they don't. There's no obligation to. I do take your point, Cameron. You can, if you're driving guys up, you notice what's happening. You can predict. You can potentially compromise your line a little bit, keep it a little bit to the inside, to keep yourself safe. Number one rule in racing is to get it to the end, but he's also under no obligation to. He had the right of way through that corner.
I'm not gonna say what my answer is because I want to get another RC's opinion before I make my judgment. I am kind of pointing the finger the other way.
Interesting.
Because my 2 cents, because obviously I'm not making a decision until I get another set of eyes, was that contact was made outside track limits.
Oh, so you think he went off track as well? That does change things if he's got off track as well.
Oh, Rodney.
That's not going to help you. That's not the racing line.
He did have... so he was not off track. Although in saying that, I have always maintained that the racetrack, when you look at incidents, the racetrack is inside the white lines.
Correct. GSRC ruling is the white line. Correct. That's right.
If you have an incident based outside of the white line, the onus is on you. But that's you also look at natural race lines and whatnot. So that one,
100%.
I would leave that one up to somebody else to call. That's why I don't do RC anymore. I do this and I work.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's been an off track for Eddie Luftweight. Can we go look at that? And he has just lost a bunch of time to Stephen Bull. So he's still running, so that's good news. Can we see what's happened? Because he's just lost a couple of seconds.
Absolutely,
at least. So what's he done? Pushing, trying to make up that gap.
Oh, just got
loses the rear. Oh, has to have a couple of guys at catching it, run off into the gravel. I mean,
that was a snap, wasn't it? That front, just quick millisecond of a snap, just sends him off.
That could have been so much worse. A lesser driver, that would have been a lot worse. They'd ended up slinging right into the barrier.
Haycock and Zamora in for their first pit. No, it'd be their only pit, I'd say. We've gotten to halfway. So you'd have to say that the majority of the guys in the top 10 are only planning on stopping once. Oh, Kurt, what have you done? Oh, lost the rears.
Oh, no, no.
Oh. No contact.
No contact?
No contact.
It's about as close as you're going to get. Cooper's had another one.
That was a pretty good park job.
It was.
I was just, you know, when you see an interesting bumper sticker in the car ahead, you're trying to get really close so you can read it. It's just,
He's been in the picture. Ah, there you go. He's off to the bar.
He's off to come watch us. A few drivers have done it. Welcome to all the drivers that have ended up watching live rather than watching on replay. Pleasure to have you with us for the final broadcast of the season. As we watch Stephen Bull put on another masterclass, Luftweight's kept him fairly honest. I certainly wouldn't rule him out at this point. Just a couple of mistakes, and that is why he is 5.5 seconds behind. But plenty of time over the second half of this race for him to pull that back. And we have seen Bull make mistakes. He is not immune. He has made one or two. So there is plenty of time for the story of this to change. One story that's not going to change is too much is the battle for third. So Jeff Adams, he's 15 seconds behind Luftweight. He's not going to get himself any higher, I can't imagine. However, Johnny Ben Ash is looking more and more menacing behind him.
Aiden's done it again. Oh,
there's another 2 seconds.
Don't think he's pushing, do you? Not much.
Needs to pull it back a bit though. Needs to pull it back a bit. How many laps has he got to push like that to get into 2 seconds over his 98% pace?
Yep.
You know, you've got to. It's the thing about motor racing, what makes it so gripping is, you know, the faster you push, the closer you get to the limit, the more speed there is. But all it takes is one mistake and you can lose everything you gained plus more, compared to running at a slightly easier to maintain pace. And the true greats, they're able to balance that line absolutely perfectly.
And these cars, their tyres, they do fall. Like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when I had my last race here, yeah, you can push it and that 1% too far, gone, snaps. It's such a weird feeling where I can feel the force feedback in my wheels. Just go from pow, 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 and then they weighs nothing and you've lost it.
And it's already too late to do anything at that point.
Evening,
Yeah, and
Pink Center Gamer. Sorry, guys. So this is going to be the lap where Johnny is going to be all over the back of Jeffrey Adams. I reckon by the time we get to the end of the Mulsanne, the third step on the podium is going to absolutely be in the crosshairs.
I think Luthway just went off again.
Aiden, what are you doing? If you need fresh tyres, go pit.
Oh, Gander's had an incident, I think. Just lost a couple of spots. Oh no, he's just got...
Yeah, he's lost up a break.
Oh, he did.
Gone deep.
Yep. Yeah, I just see he lost 2 spots in quick succession, so that'd be why.
You notice how far in friend stayed that time, seeing a car go wide a little bit.
He did.
It just up really nice and narrow and make sure there was no contact that time.
Tell you what, the Banak is up to 0.6. Was he 0.6 of a second?
Yeah, this is it. It's game on. You watch Adams pit and then Banash just get him for the pit sequence. Then we're robbed of an on-track battle.
Bit of fuel saving going on there too, by the sound of it. It's a bit of an early lift, but my God, didn't he catch him up there in the corner?
Certainly he seemed to have more confidence in the brakes.
Yeah.
You could tell how much he was leaning on the brakes, able to combine steering and braking to quite a large extent through there, so that he was able to brake through the first part of the chicane, rather than sort of brake it and take it.
Oh, he's feeling it.
I do wonder how hard Adams will fight this, having seen Banash come at him over a second a lap. Might just decide that discretion is the better part of valor.
Oh, you see that from Adams? He got on the brakes early, just didn't want to make that contact or cause any problems there. That was really nice.
Yeah, and that's all it takes. So if you are running behind someone, particularly if it's someone new, you don't know where their braking points are, you don't know where there might be a discrepancy in pace, or you just want to be safe, all you need to do is just brake a little bit early. You won't lose much time because you can always sort of come off the brake a little bit if you feel that you need to. Once you know where the other car ahead is doing, it's just giving yourself that little bit more space, a little bit more time to react to what the car ahead is doing. It's a really handy skill, particularly if you feel you've qualified out of position or you've had a mistake and you've fallen further back in the pack. You can do it, not lose much time, and actually leave yourself better able to respond and make an overtake if the car ahead does get it a little bit wrong. Was very dramatic music for a new like. And just look at how much Banash is already gapped Adams. The gap's already out to 8 tenths. So it'll be a second soon enough. It's just had incredible pace. And you look at those gaps, the 16 seconds to Luthwaite. You look at that and you think Luthwaite should be safe. And then you remember that he's lost, what, 6 to 8 seconds in mistakes over the last few laps? 8 seconds?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, that 16 seconds does not look that safe when we've still got 40 minutes of this race to go. I do not think this podium is settled yet. Not unless Luthwaite can settle down.
Well, to put into perspective, Luthwaite just at a 50.1, Banaka's at a 49.3, so he's coming.
He is. And Stephen Ball, for reference, did a 48.5. Incredible. 8 tenths of a second faster than the next guy. And well over a second, 2 seconds faster than the majority of the field. Just insane, the performance that Ball is putting it on out front.
I do reckon though. I reckon Banak will pit probably before Luthway because I reckon Banak's been pushing. Well, he definitely has been pushing hard, but I reckon he might be burning more fuel in the process. I reckon Luthway might have had the ability to maybe hold back on his fuel consumption a little bit and try and get that extra lap or so.
And Banesh and Adams just went side by side again. We didn't quite see it on screen, but Adams is fighting this one back. So he's stuck with him through the first sector, is stayed in touching distance down Mulsanne and try and do what he can to keep hold.
I reckon if I was Adams in this moment, I'd be filling his mirrors and just sticking there to try and maybe press out a mistake or press out a lockup or something, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Maybe just a little feint here and there. Whilst you're close enough to do it.
That's right, yep.
See if you can bring down Banash's pace just that little bit towards you to help you stick with it.
Oh, black flag for Cooper Friend 008. Wonder what he's done.
Could feel like that showed up too early for it to be an unsafe pit exit. What it could literally be incident points because we've had a few just from the incidents we've seen.
I got to remember what my limit was. Stand by.
Two battles going on at the moment. So Rodney Goll and Liam Haycock, they're still battling out here for 10th.
And then Adams and Banash for third place. The battle we spent a decent chunk of the last 5 minutes watching.
Yeah, my incident points are at 23, so it's not crazy high, but it's not crazy low either.
Yeah, well, Friend's been at what, four pointers that we've seen.
Yep.
So they get swallowed up pretty quickly when you've got when you're getting into incidents, regardless of fault. And Ball, Luthwaite, Banash, Adams all pit.
And Luthwaite as well.
So the top 5 cars pitting. This seems to be the cut-off lap. This seems to be as far as these vehicles can go. Everybody pitting on the same lap is not a coincidence. Although Matt Smitke keeps going around, so he's evidently saved himself a little bit of fuel.
I reckon Mav will do at least another lap or two.
Mav's already been in.
Oh, Mav's already been in.
I know, right?
Yeah, he stopped on lap 13, he did.
Shocked Pikachu face.
Oh, Aiden must have got a penalty. Oh, yeah, Aiden's had a penalty. 23 seconds, Stephen Bull was stationary. Aiden has currently been stopped for 42. Yeah, black flag. No, Bull had one. Hang on.
Luthwaite's gone.
Oh, no.
I think you're right. I think he did have a penalty.
Yeah, I think you're right. Penalty. And then he's decided no. Oh no. Is he back out?
No.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, back out or like back out on the track?
No. He's
he's
headed,
out.
headed to the bar, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's decided he's not going to wait it out and get back into the race after the penalty. It's going to bail instead.
Nice.
I see what you did there.
He's left the Discord as well. Oh, it just tells you how much it means to him, right? It just tells you how frustrated he is that he's done that. Probably already a little bit frustrated from those few mistakes that dropped him seconds off the lead. Oh, and then you get a black flag on top of that. Yeah, you can understand it.
Wow, he slid for ages. Wow.
God, those poor tires.
Looks like Mav might have had a bit of a big one.
Can I just say props to Friend for continuing to race. He's had some awful luck in this race. He's been in a few incidents that a couple we were talking about, but certainly at least one of those was not his fault. You know, he's counted himself really unlucky. He had that black flag. He's gone for a spin here, but he is still out there chucking around, and he's in the top 20.
Pretty well done.
He's going to take home some points.
A little bit of style in that one there too, Cooper, mate. Well done, well done. John Akers and Andrew Franklin are having their pit stops.
And of course, that mistake for Lufway means that Banash is effectively in second place. Because it was Aiden he was going to be chasing down for second. And Aiton has yeeted himself out of the server, which promotes Johnny Banash from 20th place to effectively second. Smitke has continued on. I cannot believe he's going to get to the end without refueling. So I imagine we'll see him in pretty darn soon, and when he does pit, that will promote Stephen Bull back to first and Banash to second, and Adams finds himself back onto the podium with the exit of Smitke. Not Smitke, sorry, Lufway.
Oh, the next 30 minutes might this is about our closest battle on track at the moment for 15th and 16th.
And this is Kurt Nomerson chasing down Andrew Franklin for 15th.
Oh, a bit of a drift there.
Yeah. Driver that's improved a lot since he joined the GSRC, Nomerson.
Oh, absolutely.
He's raced with us pretty consistently since he joined a few seasons ago, and he's just steadily been climbing the leaderboards in pretty much everything since then.
Oh, Dish Mickey in the pits.
Is he taking tyres? No.
It's like pretty impressive pit crew if they're able to change the tyres without it going up on the jacks. That would be quite the feat. And there you go, Stephen Bull retakes the lead in this race. He relinquished it on lap 1, got it back lap 2, hasn't looked back. Did look for a while, like Lufway might be able to challenge him. But that challenge disintegrated with a couple of mistakes, and then a black flag on the pit entry. And now he finds himself 28 seconds ahead of Johnny Banash second. And whilst Banash has had pretty phenomenal pace this race, he has not been at the level of Stephen Bull. So it is unlikely he's going to be able to chase that down, and this will become a bit of a rout for Bull, which is something we have become accustomed to seeing in this series. Got to give a call out at this point to Dane Snadden, and we haven't talked about him much in this race, but he is up 14 positions in his BMW. Started in 23rd place, currently running in 9th. So I dare say he's kept it clean, run at a decent pace, and has found himself in the back end of the top 10. And he is only 6.2 seconds behind Adam Lavis, so it could get better for Snadden yet.
What happened to Rodney? Oh, Rio.
Our friend Kurt Normanson's had another one. No, I think he's headed off to the bar with some of the other boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so retirements from this race so far. Ben Pedersen, he was an early retirement, struggled to get to grips with the car. Terry Marsh, Jolyn Hansen, Jonathan Harris. We saw a Voldical incident. Seems like he has yeeted himself from the server. Dale Sharp, recent retirement, as is Eduardo Zamora. And we think Kurt Nomerson has become the latest to do that. And Lufway also looks to be a retirement. I do not believe he has come back in. Kurt's got to go to bed for work. Sleep well, buddy. Good luck tomorrow at work.
Yeah, good luck. I'm just super impressed by the pace out of Banach. He's smooth. Like I don't think we've seen him done really anything wrong. Has he done any lockups or anything so far?
No, so nothing from Johnny. He's been absolutely clean. And I mean, look, you got Stephen Bull. He's been the freak of the season. We all know that. And he's done a 3:48.08, but Johnny's 3:49.3 has been his best. And this is from a guy, this is probably his first race in the class all season. So, yeah, had he run the full season, he would have been up there in the points. So absolutely guarantee, especially with the drive we've seen from him tonight.
I wonder if he'll go for a GTP or GTE next season, excuse me.
Speaking on the series next season for... Oops, I wasn't looking.
So I just read that comment from Nommenson saying that Johnny did no practice till the server opened and got to set up 30 minutes before quali.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Andrew Franklin's had an incident. Ooh.
Did he hit the wall?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Carl's not going to thank you for that one.
Yeah, so the endurance series next season may get some broadcasts later in the season, unless one of the other guys are doing it early on. But I'm actually moving house in the next couple of weeks, so when we move, we currently have no internet at the property though. So as soon as NBN does their thing and installs it, I will be back online. So once that happens, that could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 5 months, they're telling me. So who knows? We'll wait and see. But once I have internet, broadcast will resume on a Friday night.
Yes, and as mentioned earlier, I will not be in the commentary box alongside Joe because I've got to go focus on my play that's coming up. And if anybody wants to go and see that play, if you live in South Australia, we'll be performing at the Port Noarlunga Arts Centre right at the end of May. So the last 2 Fridays and Saturdays of May there will be performances. It's called Expert Lapping. So
the full Monty?
No, not the full Monty. I will be playing a stripper. I will not be doing the full Monty. I will be down to my undies. So if that's something that interests you, then get on out down to Port Noarlunga in a couple of months' time. And all I can say is I have never hit the gym harder in my life. I've already lost 5 kilos. Just saying.
Oh, very well done.
I'm gonna try and lose another 5 before the performance. So yes, get on down. I will post links in the Discord closer to the time. And thank you to the committee for saying it was okay for me to mention it and advertise. It's nothing to do with sim racing or any sort of racing, so they're happy for me to.
There's no conflict of interest there, mate. So you're good.
No.
And the type of person, Andrew, is someone who builds a new house. So, and unfortunately, the small print, if anybody out there has decided to build a house, please, 6 months before it's finished, talk to the NBN, because in the fine print it says that new dwellings can take between 3 and 6 months to get connected.
Yeah, that's not fun.
No, it's not fun. It is not fun at all. It's rather frustrating, to be honest.
I was going to say, you said the end of May is one of your performance nights?
Yeah.
I reckon it might be my birthday.
Actually, present for you.
One of my best mates is the due date for his baby. So he was like, sorry, I will not be there. I was like, you know what? It's a pretty good reason. Pretty good reason.
Is there a live stream?
No, but hopefully there will be a recording. So I'm going to try and get them to do a recording and took on YouTube.
That's a birthday present.
If that happens, I promise I will share it.
Going from the golden white to the golden undies.
Yeah.
Gets even better because it's also set in Southern America, so I've got to do a Southern American accent. So there you go. As we're watching Cooper Fred, I think he might have just made a position. He's either just made a position or he has defended a position. Either way, he's in 15th. So despite all the trials and tribulations, he's up 10 spots in 15th. So tell you what, if he finishes, he's going to be happy. He's going to be happy. It's called Exit Laughing, Andrew. It's not a well-known play. It's a one that probably hasn't been done in Australia before. Yeah, it's just a local production, so nothing too flash. But it should be a lot of fun.
I think Flash is the gold undies.
Oh, I'll tell you what, they are tight. They are not comfortable. Oh dear. Yes.
Send me a pic.
Oh, okay. Oh, the things you do for art, hey. Things you do for art. As we just watch these three line up like the carriages on a train, I'm going to leave you with Joe and Travis to take the next 5 or 10 minutes of this broadcast.
Well, what we got here, these guys are pretty much there's another bit of contact. Sparks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just about to say, I reckon he might be on for a move here.
And are my eyes deceiving me, or does it appear to be getting somewhat darker out there?
It is getting a bit dark out there.
Very interesting. Brett Bradbury's back into the pits.
Man, he's all over his bumper. He might go for I reckon he might go on the left here and then try and get an undercut to the right. Oh, he's done. Oh, no! Oh, no, he's lost it.
Oh, hold the brakes. No.
Oh.
I can tell you exactly what he's done here. So he's come in, obviously, low downforce. He did this earlier in the race. He did the exact same thing.
He turned right, which was good, throughout the whole slide, trying to not over-rotate the car.
Yep. Yeah, so...
Damn, that's unlucky.
That is not his first rodeo. I think that's probably the second or third time we've seen Cooper do that. So the low downforce setup is catching Cooper out, unfortunately, tonight. But as Liam said earlier on, to his credit, he is still soldiering on. So he is still out there, and he's still up 8 positions from where he started. So great work, Cooper.
That's right. I still think he might even have one of his one of his fast repairs left,
which looks like he's about to use.
I reckon he might be using his last one now.
Cooper the tree, absolutely, Jolly.
That's a good one.
For sure. All he had to do there was probably hang on to the brakes and he wouldn't have backed her into the fence. Tell you what though, we've got to have a talk about this guy, Steve Bull. So he had the absolute blowtorch put to him in the first 4 or 5, 6 laps of the race by Aiden Luthwaite. We all know what Aiden's capable of on any given night. He's probably piled on 4 or 5 championships on Friday nights, has Aiden Luthwaite. Now, Stephen Bull also has a couple of Friday night championships with the IndyCar, I think, to his resume. Have you got his penalty yet, Johnny? No, I don't think so. No, I think that one's going to be looked at post-race.
That's Johnny, I'm waiting for a second set of eyes before I hand anything out. I'd rather make the right decision than a fast one.
Yeah. Now, I mean, look, Steve Bull, to be fair, he didn't have to race tonight. He had enough points in the bag. He could have just gone off to the pub, had a couple of beers, celebrated his championship. But no, he's come out and just absolutely stamped his authority on this one. Now, when you look back through the season that's been, this guy, other than the race he did at Adelaide, and he admitted that he was underprepared, he just hadn't done the laps. He crashed out very early. He got into the wall and damaged the car and just that was his only blip of the season. He won everything other than Adelaide that he's entered. He's won every round. So he will have won 8 rounds. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible
Yep.
stat. So I think the only other person to have what you'd almost term, with the 2 drop rounds, a perfect season is Matt Dench in the Porsche about 5 years ago. Long time since anybody's had a perfect season that I'm aware of, and yeah, so you're watching, history in the making for him, for Stephen Bull. Absolutely stamped his authority in the GTE. So will he be back next season in the GTE class or the GTP class? For the in the background, that was Cooper Friend.
008, yep.
Oh, I recognise the colour. And he's
still pushing.
He's coming.
He's coming.
Good on you, Coop. Keep it going, lad. Only another 27 and a half minutes to go.
Well, you know what? The good thing for him is that
17
he
and a
could
half,
sit
sorry.
in 17. Yeah, he can sit in the pits for 3 laps and still finish 17th because he's currently last on the grid,
He is.
and he's still up 8 positions. So I think for him, if he just gets it home, that's a good round of points for him.
And he's on the lead lap.
And he's on the lead lap. That's right.
Actually, no, he's not. He just went a lap down. Stephen Bull just passed him.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, going back to Stephen Bull, I think he'll be finishing north of or around 700 points for the season.
Absolutely, and I was on the wrong tab when I showed earlier. That was prior to last week's race. So the gap leading into tonight, Stephen Bull was on 626 points. Brandon Grosh, he was on 481. Now that I'm paying attention, Liam Haycock, who is
pushing, yeah.
He's fine. So his closest competitor was Adam Maverick, and he's actually 2 positions behind him. So Paul Wood, he was. Paul Wood was 35 behind, but he's only 1 position ahead of Liam. So, yeah, Liam needs to basically finish where he is, and he'll wrap up 3rd in the championship.
I was going to say, I don't think he has enough to actually hit that 2nd position, does it?
2nd? No. He'd need like 90 points to finish in front of Brandon Grosh, who's currently 2nd, and on track he's 15th, so he'll probably revert to some drop points, I would imagine.
What does this mean compared to the likes of Paul Wood and Adam Maverick? Because Woodsy was only 15 points off.
So we have a 0 point. Where they are sort of 4 points per position. So you've got Woods in 5th. He'll get 84 points. Mav is currently 3 points behind, so that's a 12-point split. And Woodsy needs 15 points. So if Mav drops another 2 positions, Woodsy will jump in for 4th in the championship.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So Mav needs to stay ahead of Dane and Greg Heaney at this stage. So if he finishes he's got to finish better than 9th or better, and he'll wrap up 4th in the final standings. And Woodsy, if he can pick up another couple of positions, and he's currently, looks like he's all over Schmidtke, so that's 1 position.
I think if he takes Schmidtke, there's a very strong chance I reckon he might beat Adam Mav in those points. Oh, he's gone on the outright. And he's done it.
And that's another 4. That's 88 points for 4th. And there is So 88, 84. Oh, so that's 4, 8, 12. Oh, I tell you what, he'll take fourth by 1 point.
By 1 point. Yep, he's done
as
it.
they stand right now.
As long as he holds off Matt Schmick in the background here, I reckon down the straight, Schmick might stick his nose and have a look.
So there needs to be 3 cars between Paul Wood and Mav for Paul to jump in by 1 point in the championship for fourth overall.
Oh, he's close. Is he going to do it? Oh, I'm not sure.
Schmicky won't want to bump the back of Woodsy because he is a team boss too, by the way.
But championship matters. What's happened to friend?
Troops had another oh, geez, he got wobbly early. Oh. Keep it going, lad. Keep it going.
Looking up at the top as well, you can see that Adams has actually stepped back to about a 6-second gap up to Banak. He's just getting so much pace out of that Ford. It's actually incredible. He's now, you know, holding. His last lap was what, a second faster than Adams.
Oh my God! So no, Adams was actually quicker on that last lap by about 3/10.
Sorry, you're right. I was looking up 4:41. Yeah, so Stephen Bull's just under 51, and Banach is under 51.4, while Adams is actually 3/10 faster, right behind him.
Tell you what, though, Paul Wood has just done a 3:50.2.
Wow.
Liam Haycock a 3:50.08. But the pace is still there at the back end of the race, and Liam is 1.6 seconds behind Schmicky. So there is a position on. Keep your friends in the middle of this one.
Yep.
So Mav has still got those 3 cars between himself and Wood.
What was his last like compared to Nathan Michael up in 7th? Is he closing in on Michael?
Yeah, 8/10. So Mav ran a 3:51. For guys that know, a 3:51.66 and a 3:52.5 for Nathan Michael. And there's 2-second gap with. Oh, what do we got? 2, probably 3. Oh, hang on a minute. We're even on track. So he's about halfway through the lap. Probably more. God, depending on when he crosses the line, I reckon we may have 2.5 to go. So he'll finish this and we'll have another 2 laps, I reckon. Possibly 3.
I think more 3, yeah.
I reckon we might have another 3 laps, actually. Just depends on at what point Stephen crosses, because so we've got exactly 10, just shy of 10 minutes to go now. So if he crosses the line with any more than 7 minutes and 40 seconds, there's going to be 3 laps. Because inside that, it'll be 2. So it'll be interesting to see.
I've got my money on a 3. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be 3.
Oh, another car just gone off on those 6 or 7 last corners. Absolutely, Johnny. the second that the race is over, I'll be going straight into the booth to talk to any drivers that want to see me.
And mate, Coop again.
Oh, unlucky. Oh. No fast repair there, unfortunately.
No, need to have a chat to him about adjusting brake bias. I think it looks like he's got too much rear bias in that car, and he's relying, like he's just rushing in. Probably just needs to brake a little bit earlier, change his brake bias, and get a bit of balance back into that car. So here we go. So we've got Mav has got a second and a half to basically save his 4th position in the championship. So he's got Nathan Michael. Here's a visual for you. That's the difference between 4th and 5th overall in the championship for Adam Maverick. He has to get this position. Schmidtke is still all over the back of Wood. So if Wood can if Schmidtke can jump Wood in the next couple of laps, that'll also make him safe, but I don't know how we're going to go. Russell Gander's had a bit of a little bit too much excitement. Off track. Oh, hasn't pulled it up. Pinch.
Oh, rear right,
front.
yep. Oh, inside front, sorry. Yeah, you're right, yep. And to go back to Bull, I think he crossed with 8 minutes to go.
So that's going to leave us 3 laps. Now,
Oh, Nathan Michaels made a mistake. Last corner.
oh, where is he? Where is he? Here he is.
Oh, no, sorry, second corner.
So that is 4th locked in for Mav at the moment. So he's got another 2.5 laps or so to fend this off to lock in by 1 point. No, by 3 points.
Yep.
Over team boss Paul Wood, who's still fending off Matt Schmidtke. So this, it is important. Like to these guys, especially being teammates, you know that Adam, he is absolutely going to want to beat the team boss. He does pride himself on being consistent, and by Mav's own lofty standards, I guarantee you if you talk to him, he'd be disappointed with some of the results he's had over the season. He's been consistent, but not consistently up in the top 3 where you normally find him.
Yeah, he had a 12th and around Adelaide and 11th at Suzuka, where he's been doing, single digits throughout the rest of the season. What's Mr. Heaney done? Oh, lost it. Yep.
Whoa.
I think he saved it.
He just a slight bump with the rear bumper against the wall. Looks like Mav might be getting safe in this little battle here. Oh, Nathan's run deep. Now what we can do, have a look at the speeds.
I'm really surprised how dark it is for a 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, sorry, 9:28 p.m. actually. Sorry, I thought it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
No. 290, 293, 4, 294. Oh. Oh, the braking performance of these cars is so much fun.
Are these cars technically faster than a GT3?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, there goes Heaney.
Oh. Yeah, no, these were monsters compared to GT3s. Different style of racing too. These were basically GT3s on steroids and endurance racing. These had a lot more downforce and a lot more horsepower than a GT3 car. But GT3s had ABS, these don't.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah, no, these, I think you've got about another 100 horsepower over GT3.
Yeah, they feel like a lot faster, especially on apex exits. This is the one thing I found, especially in the 4GT.
Yes.
I feel like I can just launch out compared to the Lambo that I usually drive.
Well, for myself, like if I drive a Porsche GT3 car and the RSR back to back, I cannot. One of my biggest, things for myself that disappoints me is my absolute lack of pace and how much I suck in GT3 cars. I cannot, my brain can't understand what those cars take to go fast. People have tried to explain it. I can't get my head around it. I'm no good in them. I don't race them. I'm bad.
I'm on the same page as you, 100%.
Yeah, my brain cannot compute what they need to make them fast, and because of that, I don't understand the hype around them. Everybody loves them, and more power to, I think I'm in the minority because I suck at them and I don't understand the cars. But the RSR and these GTE cars, I love them. I think they're visceral, like a very visceral car compared to the GT3, which I find quite numb in the way they react in the inputs. And it's just me. It's probably not the case. I've probably never had a decent setup in one of the GT3 cars. I'm not too sure, but it's...
While you're talking, can we... Yeah, you got it. Never mind, keep going.
Oh, yep. Yeah, so for me, just GT3s I find quite a numb car, and I don't get the feel of the tyre. It may be different now with the later tyre updates, but the GT3s, especially on the last time I really enjoyed them, especially the RSR. I thought it was such a fun car to drive, even without ABS.
I like them because it's a lot more of a gamble. You want to push, you can push, but it's the same as the new tyre model. If you push that 1% too hard, it's gone. You've locked up or you've lost the rear. And we've seen that a lot tonight, where I feel like people are sometimes find it a bit hard to jump between the 3s and the E's. Oh.
He was out on the wall though. Does Dane Sneddon, our biggest mover of the night? Well, second biggest mover, up 14 spots into ninth after Johnny Benash's incredible run to second.
Coming up to finish the lap. Let's better make sure.
There's a white flag, I'm looking.
A little bit of overtime coming up, people.
I didn't see a Barney.
I think it's 2 more. This plus 1 more.
No, it'll be just this lap. This will be the last one.
Oh, just this lap.
Yep.
Yep, copy that.
This will be the last lap. So, oh, Cooper, what have you done, lad? Whoa.
Oh.
That one would have hurt. He epitomises that saying, if you can't be brilliant, be spectacular.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting going into the new season with these cars plus GTPs on a track. I really feel like it's going to be a sight to see or something to experience for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And I know there's been a lot of, worries and comments and stuff made, but I can promise you that I'm going through my track list and it's going to be posted, I think, early next week in the off season to give people as much time as possible. I am 100% favoring dry. I'm so sick of the wet, and I want wide, big tracks. I want space. I want speed, and I'm not feeling the, for our first multi-class in a long time, I'm not feeling the street circuit vibe, but you know what? I'm hoping that my gut guides us the right way and we can have some good racing.
Please, for the love of God, tell me Iron Park's going to be on the schedule.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So you can DM me $100. I'll put it on there. No worry.
I know I've said this before, but if you want something that shouldn't be fun but is, get yourself in the Mercedes F1 car and chuck yourself on Oran Park and just hot lap.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is an attack on the senses. You are
Yep.
constantly doing something. It is. It's so much fun to try and just like wrestle that car around there.
Are you sneak peeking what your committee race is going to be?
Oh, absolutely not. No. No. I am tempted by a skippy on a dirt oval, or something wild like that. As we watch Matt Smitke and Paul Wood get involved in a wild battle. Not quite side by side into the chicane. But I tell you what, Paul Wood's got a really good run through there. Smitke's going to be under pressure. Oh,
If Wood gets this, I think he might get fourth, or is that still not the case because Mav has moved up that one position?
No, Mav has got. He's got the buffer being in front of Michael. That'll give him a 3-point buffer.
Oh, here we go. Has he done it?
Oh, lots
bit
of
of a
brakes
lock.
a little bit, but gets it round. And that is proof. That is proof that just because you lock your brakes a little bit doesn't mean you're out of control. Because he was in full control at every point around that. He was just right on the limit.
Oh, 100%. For me, in the RC booth, the people might want to know, I don't look at lockups as a out of control. I always look at intent, and you can tell people's intent. It's really something that you start to learn and develop by looking at so many crashes. You can tell that, you know, he had overlap at the turn-in points. He wasn't.
Sorry, just quickly, can we cut to Stephen Bull if he's about to cross the line, just in case it is the final lap? So watch Stephen Bull come around the chicanes. And there it is, the chicken flag.
And he's done
Stephen
it.
Bull takes the victory here at the Circuit de la Sarve and caps off a marvellous, victorious season with yet another victory. Absolutely stellar drive, over 30 seconds on the field. Yeah, absolutely incredible from Stephen Bull. What we've come to expect for him in this series, and I do hope he comes back next series where we win a multi-class GTP and GTE season and continues to show the field the pace that you can get out of these vehicles. And Johnny Benash comes home an incredible second place, started in 20th, gets himself up 18 positions into second. Absolutely tremendous. What a drive.
Amazing.
What a drive.
And Mr. Adams P3 to finish it off. Well done.
Paul Wood does indeed steal fourth on the final lap from Smitke. Great drives from the two of them as well. And then we see Liam Haycock. He had a couple of incidents early on. He's recovered well, and he's going to cross the line in 6th place. And Stephen Bull gets to celebrating as well he should. What a way to cap off his championship season.
And we were saying before when you were gone for that little window of time. Oh,
Nathan Michael very, very nearly took that 4th position from Mav in the championship. That was really close, actually.
I was going to say as well, I think Stephen Bull's just hit 700 points.
700 is insane.
That has to be a new. That has to be a new trophy.
So he's gained 120 points for the night, and he started the night with 626.
No, but he won't. Depends what comes off as his drop round.
He's already had 2
this
drop
gonna place
rounds.
a-
He had a did not race and a DNF at Adelaide. So he's going to end up with 746 points. Perfect score.
Wow.
Perfect score.
Well, I'll call it there, and I'll go into the RC booth. Have an amazing night, everyone.
No worries. Thank
Cheers,
you, mate.
Trav. Thank you very much for joining us. And as Travis disappears to go finish off his RC duties, we have been joined by a few of the stars of this show. Stephen, if it's okay, I'd like to finish with you, as you are undoubtedly the champion. So we'll start off, we'll do it effectively in reverse order. So we'll start off with yourself, Liam Haycock. Liam finished 6th. Really good recovery drive. But you made it hard for yourself with that mistake at the beginning. Just talk us through how you settled down after that and how you recovered from there?
Yeah, well, I made a couple of mistakes at the start. The first one was getting a slowdown at the entry to Mulsanne, and then going out of the, I think it was, halfway through the first chicane, I think it was, I just completely stuffed it and went straight into backwards into the wall, which damaged my rear wing. And for the rest of that first stint, I just had no idea how the car was, so I could feel I was losing a bit of time. So I stopped quite early, and then got it repaired, came back out and just put the hammer down for the rest of it. And I was on track to hatch up and maybe have a go at passing Schmidtke and Paul Wood, but then I spun a couple more times because I guess the pressure got to me at the end there. But it was a good race overall. It was quite fun.
Yeah, we think tentatively at this point you've done enough to hold on to third in the championship. That is not confirmed, so take that with a pinch of salt.
It will be close.
It will be, yeah, we know it will be close. It definitely will be close. By Joe's maths, we think you've just nicked it. But we'll wait for the official results from Adam before we call it. But regardless of whether it's third or fourth, how do you feel about your season as a whole?
This race in Adelaide proved to me and Phillip Island that I've still got quite a wee way to go in improving my consistency and whatnot. But few races, massive highlights for me with Silverstone, for example, which I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, and then also Montreal and I can't remember what the one, I think it was the one before that was. They were really good for me because I saw that I could finish a race without incident. But yeah, this season just wasn't the one to fully get everything tied away, but maybe next season. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, fingers crossed next season. Good to hear that you'll likely be back next season. Final question for you, let you go. I've got to ask you this question because I don't think either Johnny or Stephen had a single mistake that race. So apologies, I've got to ask you this. But just how tricky were the cars? Because we saw a lot of cars throwing it at the wall under braking. So was it just really tricky on the cold tyres in those opening laps?
For me, it was just trying to over push on the cold tyres, seeing that I had possibly the pace. Like, that's the first one there. I was just trying to over push it and try catch up and stay with, I think it was Luthwaite at the time. And then from there, I just over pushed, trying to make up for that. And that's a classic recipe for disaster. So I don't know if everyone else struggled with that, but that was just what it was for me.
Yeah, certainly. That's the old adage in motorsport, isn't it? You can't gain time, you can only lose time. Look, you've had a fantastic season. It's certainly not been perfect, but you've had really good pace, you've had some really good results, and definitely something to build on next season. So enjoy the off-season, and fingers crossed we'll see you back next season.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you. I will cross quickly now over to Broden Friend, and please forgive me if I've pronounced that horrendously wrong. We'll come to Johnny and Stephen at the end, just because they weren't very much the stars of this race. Broden, quite a few incidents in that one, but you stuck it out until the end and managed to bring it home in 17th place in the end, which was 8 positions higher than what you started. So I guess in some ways that's a success, but just talk us through your night.
Look, there's always a positive at the end of the race, and
there is.
At the end of the day, I wanted to finish, you know, and I mean, at the start of the race I was going all right, but I don't drive these cars. I thought I'd come in here just for a bit of fun, made sure to stay out of everyone's way, and ended up killing myself way too many times, as was probably shown on the broadcast. But no, it was good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed pitching it into the wall every lap.
Yeah, well, we did catch quite a few of your incidents. Some by yourself, some with the help of others. Definitely lots of. Do we call them highlights from the race? Maybe not highlights, but certainly memorable events from the race. So you obviously struggled a little bit tonight, but how much fun were some of those freeway battles that we saw you in? and just how difficult is it to keep these things pointing in a straight line?
Yeah, I reckon when I was having those battles with John and there's someone else, there were a few different people that I was having battles with. I reckon that was probably some of the best battles I've had, even like compared to like Porsche Cup last night. They were pretty good racing. Everyone leaves a bit of room. It's hard but fair racing, so can't complain.
Yeah, it's good to hear. And final question, did you enjoy tonight, and will we see you again next season?
I definitely did enjoy it, and yes, you will see me next season. I would 100% love to give these a proper go. A bit more practice, and hopefully maybe a good result. Might finish with some straight bodywork.
There you go. That's a nice clearable goal for us to aim for. Let's get to finish a clean bodywork, and then we can start aiming at top 10s. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. We'll get there. We'll get there someday.
Excellent. Thank you very much for hopping in the booth. We'll head on over now to Johnny Benash. Johnny, what a drive.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I'm not trying to, make up a story, but genuinely, I saw that the event was going to be happening at Le Mans. It's probably one of my favorite tracks. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship, and I had a lot of experience in the GT3 cars around here, so I just figured I'll give it a go. Liam was very polite to provide a setup, and yeah, I only had a few laps of practice. Obviously didn't qualify because of the disqualification rule, because I actually haven't raced all season in the GTE series. So yeah, just gave it out, had a proper go, and I don't know how I ended up where I did, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised when you got pace like that. You're starting at the back of the field. You can do a burn from the stern. It's always a great fun event. And yeah, so you come into the server having done no practice. You get, from what we saw in the comments, you get your setup for qualifying 30 minutes beforehand. So how do you go about adapting to the car so quickly to the point where you're able to run at a really good pace really consistently for 90 minutes? Because that's astounding.
To be completely honest, it's really to do with like I said, I love Le Mans, particularly in the GT3 cars. It's one of my favorite tracks, and probably some of my best races around here have been in the McLaren. So obviously like a mid-engine car, just like the Ford. So I knew like what kind of balance I wanted. I had to adapt my my braking foot, obviously with no ABS in these cars. So that was a bit of a challenge at the start, but obviously Liam was kind enough to provide some tips, which really did help me out, and just tried to minimize the mistakes. I did have some close calls, just mainly with the braking, and obviously just not knowing what the car was going to be like with worn tires towards the end of the race. But honestly, like besides that, like congratulations to Stephen Bull. I think even if I started up at the front, he would have just walked away from me. He just had unbelievable pace. It was a bit of a shame as well for Aiden. I'm guessing he had like a stop and go penalty for speeding in the pits or something, I was a bit upset about that for him. Like, it's probably, it's just not what you need when you're running second and so close to the leader at the time. But yeah, really it was just I knew the balance I needed, and then just tried to adapt my driving around the car, and it wasn't too hard to do so. Like, it wasn't a massive difference from what I like. So yeah, I wouldn't say it was just raw talent. I just really just knew what balance I wanted, and the Ford just gave me what I wanted.
Yeah, and final question for you. So you said that you saw the track, and that was what convinced you to come in and have a crack and have a lot of fun doing so. Has this whetted your appetite to maybe launch a full season next time around when we're running this as a multi-class with the GTPs?
Yeah, I've expressed interest at RER, but it's mainly just to do with my availability. If I can do it, if the missus will let me, then I think 100% I'll give it a go. But my main focus is going to be the supercars. That's the main thing I've really been trying to grind at. But GT3 and GTE racing, it's always going to have a soft spot in my heart. I just needed a break from it for a while. But yeah, I kind of missed it after racing tonight. It was, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining us. You gave us a lot of fun tonight watching you come through the field, and enjoy the off season.
No, thanks very much, Liam. Take it easy, and thanks very much to everyone at Race Control. And yeah, thank you very much for putting this on. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we'll hop on over to Jeff. I promise we will get to you, Stephen. Just one more to go, and then we'll get to our series champion. Jeff finished on the podium, 3rd place. Really strong race, but quite a lonely one. So just talk us through it from your perspective.
Yeah, was a lonely race for the most part of it. I made some poor decisions in the setup department, and then was saving fuel for a bit, and then made a mistake in the pit lane where I took on too much fuel. So and then ended up 2 seconds away from Banach when he came out, and that was it. I was hoping to stay in his toe, but yeah, unfortunately that's why I ended up losing off at the end there. But apart from that, yeah, clean race, 0x, and so I'll take some substantial points out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was I would call it like a really professional race. You found your pace, you stuck to it, you didn't make many mistakes other than what you just said with the fuel, and brought home, I think, the maximum available to you when there was quite a few drivers up and down the field that weren't able to do that. And just now that we can look back in totality, how do you feel about your season as a whole? Because you had some strong results and some less strong results, so just how are you feeling?
With the GTEs, I didn't start the season properly. I only popped my head in just as a last second, and with no practice and barely even qualifying in the first 2 races. I don't even think I even qualified properly. Didn't really understand the car, so this is my first season and to fully understand fuel saving and whatnot. And then I realised I started getting a bit of pace throughout the season. And once I started seeing a bit more improvement, it encouraged me to put a little bit more effort into it too.
Yeah, for sure. Are we going to see it back next season?
Oh, definitely. But I don't think I'll be in a GTE. I think I might jump in an LMP car.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be in a LMP. Yeah, or no, the GTP. Sorry. Yeah, I'll get in a GTP car. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll be great to see. Go enjoy your off season, and we'll see you back here next season.
All right. Well, congratulations, Steve. Have a good night.
And now we will hop on over to our series champion, Stephen Bull. Stephen, incredible drive. Just phenomenal yet again. The pace advantage you had over the vast majority of the field was, quite frankly, insane, even with such a long lap. But how much was Smitke keeping you honest in those open exchanges? It sort of looked like you had a race on your hand until the pit stops sort of put an end to that.
Yeah, I think Aiden definitely had the advantage there. He looked to have a bit of a pace advantage on me for sure, and the only reason he was P2 is because he chose to be P2. Sitting in the tow there, building that strategy advantage, and I thought about trying to deliberately give up P1 to try and do the same thing back to him, and play a bit of silly buggers. But I decided I'd just try and hang in the lead and make it as hard as I could for him. So whenever he was in my tow, I'd be fuel saving as well, try and close down that fuel deficit, and then I seemed to have a bit of advantage through the Porsche curve. So if I could get through there quick enough and break the tow, I was pushing as hard as I could just to make him work to get back into the tow there and try and minimise the fuel saving he was able to get. But he always kept getting back into there until there seemed to be a couple mistakes in a row. Looks like he might have got a few slowdowns at some point. But it's a shame he got that drive-through there. So it was, I think, still shaping up to be a battle at the end. I think he had enough pace to come get me at the end there, even with a 10 or so second gap. So a bit of a shame in that. But it was good fun playing the strategy games before then.
Yeah, you could tell that he thought he was in the run for the victory because of the way that he yeeted from the server when he got that penalty. That told you that he thought the win was on. Because I think if he'd already settled for second, he probably would have stayed in the server and stuck it out to the end, even with the penalty. But I think why it hurt so much is I imagine he felt like what you said, that he had an opportunity to come get you at the end had he not got that penalty. Yeah, it was a couple of slowdowns, and he had a couple of moments where the back end tried to step out from him mid-corner, and he had to sort of straighten up and run over the gravel to just avoid hitting the wall. So that was where he lost that sort of 8 seconds to you just before the pit stops.
Yeah, I think we're all struggling with the setups at the moment, especially on low downforce. Especially in quali, I didn't test the quali set, and I really struggled with that. I had to make some last minute changes, and I just got one lap in. Thankfully good enough for P2, but that seems to be an issue for everyone at the moment.
Yeah, and how good was his qualifying lap? Because he's what, 1.1 seconds ahead of you?
Yeah, it was big. It was. I'm not sure if I had have got all my laps in, if I would have been able to beat it. I was definitely compromised, only giving myself the one lap, but still 1 second, it's a big gap.
Huge gap, big gap. That's enough about this race. Again, I know we've said this already a few times, but congratulations on your season. It has been a pleasure watching you do your thing this season, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, Ryan saying you ended up with a perfect score?
He did.
Because you had the 2 drop rounds, and they were the only 2 races he didn't win.
Are there points I've missed out from getting 1Xs?
Oh, possibly. if we're gonna go to that level, if we're gonna go to that level, then yeah, you're way off, so far away from a maximum. No, look, I mean, just look at that table. It just goes to show the class that you've brought throughout the entirety of the season. Just looking back, which of your victories is the one you're proudest of?
Probably got to say Phillip Island. I don't think I really should have won that one on pace, and I think it's just the theme of this season for me has just been consistency. I don't think I've ever run so many races without making any serious mistakes. Every league I've been in, every time I've been up the front, I've always been a bit prone to just mucking something up on my own, sending it backwards, coming out of pit lane and whatnot. And, Phillip Island especially, in the rain, I'm sort of just okay at the rain and, didn't put a foot wrong, and that's what won that race for me. And I think that sort of symbolises how the whole season's gone.
Gonna have to update that header there. One time Indy next champion and current. Obviously we haven't run that car again, but you're now the GTE current, champion, mate. So
yeah, I think if we go through the history books, there might be a couple others, but recent memory, yep.
Oh, that's something we'll have to check and get that updated if there are a couple of that are missing. A final question before I let you go, and it's got to be the obvious question. Are you going to defend your crown? And if you are, given it's going to be a multi-class series, will you be in the GTP or the GTE?
Yeah, definitely. It'll be the GTE. I was tossing up this season between the Porsche and the Ford. Ended up going with the Porsche just based on what track I was racing at. So I think I'll give the Ford a run around next time. Never really run a multi-class series where I didn't go for the fastest car, so it'll be interesting to be running the GTEs.
Yeah, excellent. Always good to try new things. And looking forward to seeing you do that, mate. It'll be a pleasure to watch for everyone that's able to. As I said before, we don't know when we'll be able to broadcast that series, so there might be a few races that are missing, but hopefully there'll be some broadcasts before the end of the season. But regardless, best of luck. It's been a pleasure watching you this season, and go and enjoy your championship because it is very well deserved.
Thanks, guys.
And with that, the next thing we need to do is start to wrap up our broadcast for the night, and that means we need to do the spin to find out what we're going to be racing in the MtnMen tomorrow night. So take it away, Joe.
50 laps, 300 kilometres, fast or slow, what's the go? Oh, very fast.
Very, very fast.
Well,
There you go. It will be the hypercars around the mountain. That should be spectacular. It's a more casual event. So if you're not doing anything tomorrow evening, hop on into the MtnMen, take this car for a spin and hop into Discord and get into a bit of banter with the guys at the GSRC.
Just quietly, is there anything with the hypercar, like low rent? Like that's going to be a pretty intense race tomorrow night. But yeah, look, it's not for sheep stations. It's all about fun on a Saturday night. And yeah, 50 laps. I won't be here. I've actually got a concert to go to tomorrow night, which is a bit of a bugger, but that's all right. The guys will enjoy and round out the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And why not round out the season in some GSRC merch? We've had some recent reviews on the Discord. A couple of guys getting their t-shirts and saying that they really appreciate the quality, that they are well worth the money. So if you don't trust us on the broadcast, go have a look at the Discord. You can see some of your fellow racers saying the same thing. So do get into the GSRC merch shop. And of course, all of the money comes back to the club. And the club is a non-for-profit. So literally every cent we make has to go back in to the club, and that is the reason we're able to bring you broadcasts, the reason we're able to bring you race control, all of the good stuff that we do, and our relatively low prices for the season. It's an absolute bargain at the moment. That is all because we are a non-profit, so every cent comes back, and it is also because of the kind support of our club sponsors. We could not have brought you all the broadcasts we have this season without all of you. You know who you are. Your brands are across at the top of the screen as we speak. They are Disruptive Labs, title sponsor. Disruptive Labs, the title sponsor of the GSRC. Then there is Trophy AI. There is the merch store. There is Flash Graphics. There is Waste Options. And correct me, what am I missing, Joe? I know I'm missing one.
Oh, it'll flash up here in a second.
Well, I'll call it out when it crops up. But a big, big thank you. It's been a pleasure bringing you this GTE Championship for the last 10 weeks. We've been here every night that we could. Occasionally real life gets in the way. And if you want to help make sure that we are able to keep giving you the amount of broadcasts that we do, then we are crying out for volunteers, particularly those willing to get behind the buttons and actually put on the broadcasts. We will be having less broadcasts next season as we hit a bit of a crunch with availability of both commentators and broadcasters. So if you would like to do that, I did say Trophy AI. If you would like to, yeah, I did. If you would like to see that change and for us to be able to put on broadcasts every night, then we are crying out for volunteers. So please just make yourself known in the Discord. Let someone in the committee know, and we will get you involved. We will give you all the training you need. We will give you time if you're not comfortable running alone. We will give you buddies to help you for the first few times until you feel you're ready to take it on. And if you can help the club in any way, it is always appreciated. We rely on our volunteers to bring you what we do. And right now, we are crying out for more.
And I just want to say thank you to Liam, Zach, Trav, and everybody who's popped in and had a chat post-race. Like I say, I will, once I get internet next season, I will continue on with the Friday night broadcasting. But until then, that'll be probably me done. So I will return, but yeah, thank you for the season, and good luck with your budgie smuggling play that's coming up very shortly, Liam, mate. I'm sure that you'll be a smash hit with the ladies.
Well, that is the plan, hopefully, and so that wraps up in May. So once that's finished, I'll be back volunteering more around the GSRC for the rest of the year, is my intention. But thank you very much to everybody that has watched right into the very end of this broadcast. We love you all. We love everybody involved in the GSRC, so thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you at some point next season, but if not, we'll see you later in the year.